tukianza mwaka, we didn't actually know these names. We are not very friendly with understanding the old categories of bags. But as we continued learning, we understood more. Next slide. Now, with us starting the beginning of this year, we've had such more opportunities. Being at Swahilipot Hub, we've been partnered. We've been incubated here for a while, and then we also got another incubation at Close the Gap, when we actually got to learn more about the circular economy and how to use that in the business sector. In terms of partnerships, National Museums of Kenya have been our partners since the beginning of this year when we actually started. How we partnered is that they have been doing the tailoring for us because as you can see, these two gentlemen here, hatujui kushona. Now we had the idea. So when we talked to the director, they said, okay, let me implement your first bag. So that's what they did, and we appreciate that. That's why we're here. Giuliani, actually, he's our recent partner. We've been talking to him and his team on how to brand his bags for his own resale. Najita Giuliani Jeshi. Yeah. So that's it on the partnership side. Now on our competition, I think kila sector ya biashara iko na competition. Most of our competition ni Trendy, King's Collection, na ni sisi. Now, as much as they are our competition, being partners with such companies as well is not a bad idea, kama kina Kings na nini. But actually at the moment they are, so we are going to leave it as that. Next slide. So now we go to our competitive advantage. What makes us special? What makes us special is that actually one of the things we like to say is that our bags are waterproof. Nilikuwa corrected by one of our friends. Akanambia niseme our bags are all weather, which I believe it makes more sense. Our bags are trendy. Kama saizi there will be a fashion show coming up next. Mtaonyesha the different types of bags. Our bags actually never repeat themselves. They are trendy. They stay unique as they are all the time. They are one of a kind. As you can see the example over here, all these are tote bags, but they have different patterns, and as much as they come from the same banner, zote zinakuja with different patterns. They are eco-friendly. We are in the recycling business, and they are pocket-friendly. Sasa hata ukinunua bag yako, utaumia sana, usisema utatoka hapa uende kusota. Yeah. So next slide. We started in just the beginning of this year in January. Now from there, I'll ask my colleague to take us through what happened.
Yeah, and from February to September, we have managed to collect around 287 banners. We have produced around 181 bags and sold 97 of them. Actually, this I can say maybe has also been affected by Corona, because from April up to August, we didn't do much of the collection, so we did much of it from February up to March. And we've also seen that we have a future plan. Of course, where we are currently, we are planning to correct for the next month up to around January, to collect around 300 banners. So this will not be an easy task. That is why we are calling each and every one of us to be part of this initiative, because it's protecting all of us. We are doing this thing, but we learned that when we are tackling climate change issues, these are issues that we should all be doing conclusively. So when we come together, we'll be able to achieve this more. So our target currently, we are very realistic. We want to target 300 billboards and banners outside there. Currently, we know that the banners ambazo ziko mahali na zina pollute environment, there's no proper use. So we have a team that have been helping us to collect the banners. So we are also looking for more teams so that we can make sure we collect more banners. And these 300 banners can be able to make around 30,000 bags. Yeah, so next slide. Yeah, so this is our team. This is just the top directors, but we have a team of around 7 people, sales people, and also people who are helping us collecting the banners, printing partners as well. But currently, these are us. Madam Adija, she's stationed at NMK. She leads the HTI Institute. So thank you very much. I think that was slightly above 3 minutes. Yes, I think so. Thank you very much, Kamau. I've done injustice, very much injustice. There's one ambassador that we are very, very, very proud of. I can say where tuko hapa saizi. amesaidia sana, na huyo ni none other than Stephanie Maseki. Tumpatie makofi Stephanie Maseki. Yes, she's been ambassador. Sorry, rekebisha huyo, the queen herself ameangusha kitu. So she has been ambassador. She has been helping us push our brand. She has a huge following on Facebook. She does a lot on mental issues, and she's an actor, wale ambao mjui. So she has partnered with us to ensure that we sell our brand outside there. So thank you guys. So with that, we'll just give you a small history of the journey that we have taken since we started. So there's a video that will be shared. Okay, so I think it's not ready. So once that is ready, it will be shared. Thank you.
Asante sana, tuwapigie makofi tafadhali. Thank you so much, Robert. Thank you so much, Robert. Okay, so I have some 2 t-shirts to give away. The t-shirt Lily, the Liz Explore Safaris. But now I need to ask something in regards to this, the slideshow that we've just seen. Wameongelea juu ya kwa nini why we should get these bags. Why these bags are competitive in the market. So maybe for me, I would just want one of the key things that you will not find anywhere else or with any other bag in the market aside from Roka. Just one. Dija?
They are made using banners.
And? Because anybody else can make bags using banners, but?
Not really. Not everyone else. But, and they're waterproof.
Waterproof?
And they're saving the environment.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That is not the answer I'm looking for. Sorry, today I'm the one who is just going to be right. Yes? Okay, sawa. Not that one. Ulikuwa umeinua mkono?
Unaweza kuwa na mkono ukasikia chenye nilikuwa nataka kusema kisha sema. Lakini mimi naona bag za Roka yani uwezo ukapea na order design yoyote unayotaka na ukatengezewa.
Asante. Hiyo inaweza fanyika mahali popote. Yes. Trendy, anything can be trendy. There's one thing I'm looking for that I'm not getting. It can only be found in these Roka bags. Only in Roka bags. Tumeshaambiwa, yes? Thank you. Every bag is different. Hakuna bag itawahi kujiregelea. Hakuna. That is the only thing that is different with Roka that you will not find anywhere else. Sawa, thank you so much Roka. Naomba tuwapigie makofi. Thank you for your presentation. So now, on behalf of KNCCI, the guest of honor is not here yet, but on behalf of... the video is ready. Oh, okay. Oh, so the video is ready. Yes. Okay, so can we screen it? Let's watch the video. Thank you.
You go to any part of Mombasa, for example, or even Nairobi, you'll see there is a lot of different kinds of waste that are thrown into the environment, which eventually come and affect us, whether they are thrown into the ocean eventually, or they are within areas that we are living in. And I think that's why for Roka Designs, they have come up with a very unique and innovative business, a business that does two things at the same time. It helps in conserving the environment and managing some of the waste materials that are thrown out there, but at the same time it is giving an opportunity for the youth or entrepreneurs to earn something out of it. So Roka deserves all support, especially for those environmental people who love the environment.
Roka, Kay and Robert, they came to me and they told me, Stephanie, we have this idea. And I was like, okay, what idea, you know? And I asked Kay, because Kay is always in, he has been in Nairobi for over 3 years. So I was like, you're not going back to Nairobi? He's like, no, there's this new idea that I want to try out. I want to see if it works, and then maybe that will make me stay in Mombasa. And I'm like, okay, sawa, let's hear the idea. And they told me, Stephanie, we have this idea. And I was like, okay, what idea, you know? And I asked Kay, because Kay is always in, he has been in Nairobi for over 3 years. So I was like, you're not going back to Nairobi? He's like, no, there's this new idea that I want to try out. I want to see if it works, and then maybe that will make me stay in Mombasa. And I'm like, okay, sawa, idea, yeah? So when they told me that they want to start creating bags out of banners, it's like they want to recycle banners into useful materials and products, that caught my attention, yeah? Because I thought like, wow, okay, I thought that was a very good idea, yeah? And so I personally encouraged them. Nikamwambia haya sawa, wacha tuone. So they did that, I think, a day or two. As in, it was that exciting even for them, you know. And when they brought the bag the very first time, I was like, wow, okay. No, I completely got the idea. I think I got the first bag. I actually got the first Roka bag. I wish ningebeba ningeonyesha. Yeah, and from that time, it has just been improvement after improvement after improvement, and I've seen the bags improve. You know, wananiletea bag naambia, okay, hii zip yake mbona msi wako ndezi, hii mbona hivi. And uzuri wao ni kwamba they listen to clients, because you see, for me, they brought me a bag as a client first and foremost. They brought to me as to look at as I'm like, oh, sawa. So yeah, so they because of month, there were a lot of difference that they had with the designs, the improvements. But I was like, wow, okay, I think you guys are ready to go, you know.
Tuna deal na digital printing from flyers, posters, banners, etc. Roka design ni approach early this year. Kwa zile banners zilikuwa tunazidispose, kwa zina mostly huwa zina affect environment, na zingine pia huwa ziko good condition vile. Kuna hizo banners unaweza wapea in exchange, so wa make use of this, na kuna products wanazitumia wanatengenezaga kuanzia hizi bags, Trendy bags wanazitengeneza, zile za gym, ladies bags, so far naona wanafanya kazi poa.
Ambapo tunafundisha vijana hasa watoto wa kike katika mafunzo, kuwapatia ujuzi wa kushona, fashion designing, cut stitching, na utengenezaji wa vifaa vya embroidery na mapanyuma, na pia tunawapatia guidance ya counseling katika maisha yao, jinsi kuanza biashara zao. Katika hali ya ukatu, siku moja vijana kutoka Swahilipot, jina Robert and walikuja ofisini kwetu, wakazungumza na bosi wangu ambaye ni bwana Halid Kitito, coordinator wetu. Wakaja na idea ya kuwa wanataka kuanzisha kushona mabegi kwa kutumia material ya bana. Sasa wakawa wanauliza, is it possible, can it work? So baada ya hapo kuzungumza na bosi akaniita, tukakaa mkutano na wao. Ni idea walikuja nayo, lakini hawakujua kama itakuwa implemented or not. Paka pale mimi nikaambia idea yenu si mbaya. Wakawa na sample ya begi, mimi nikachukua ile begi nikatengezea ile sample. They were so happy. Wakachukua leo la kwanza, wakaenda nayo, wakaenda kuonyesha watu sample yao. From there, that is where we started na Roka wear. Tukaanza hapo, begi la kwanza likapata wateja, then from hapo wakawa wanakwenda kuuzia vijana. Tukajaribu kubadilisha designs tofauti mpaka kufikia leo. I'm proud of them kwa sababu wanaithamini kazi yao na wanaheshimu, na pia katika hapo wakamsaidia msichana wangu mmoja ambaye ashamaliza mafunzo kwa kushona. Ikawa sasa wamemweka hapa wakitumia vifaa, kwa sababu kwa sasa hawajapata vifaa vya kutumia, wanatumia vifaa vya hapa kwetu, na yule msichana anawasaidia katika kushonea, na yeye pia anapata income, na wao pia wanakuwa wanatimiza yale malengo yao ya kufanya lile jambo waliokuwa wanahamu ya kulifanya, kuhifadhi mazingira na kuwa creative.
And so specifically for the young people, the department has been able to support quite a number of young people kwa innovations zao. Nitatoa mfano specifically for this particular project ya Roka, and many other projects that we've been a part of. It's basically to just encourage young people to keep coming up with innovations and allowing them to occupy spaces ambazo zitawapatia ule wepesi wa kufanya kile ambacho wanataka kufanya. As a government, we are tasked to give an enabling environment for young people to be able to thrive katika innovations. With Roka, that particular concept, it was a breath of air. And so even as a department, we thought to ourselves, wow, normally after using banners even for events and all that, we just disposed the banners off. But then the young people had actually sat down and thought about coming up with a concept that they will reuse the banners. And so for us, it was a welcome idea, and we managed to mobilize some of the banners ambazo tumia kwa shughuli zetu na events zetu that have happened before, because katika every event at least kuna banner, and we managed to mobilize those and hand over to Roka so that we can make it easy for them to be able now to kwamba wasije wasapi wanaendelea kutafuta hizo banners na kadhalika. And also we've presented to them an opportunity to be able to train at our tailoring unit ambayo tuko nayo katika sub-county ya Nyali.
When did they have the first bug? February, March there, when now we have lockdowns. But these guys focused on the product. They focused on the solution. I'm here standing today very humbled by what they have done. I've been here at Swahilipot since the day one. But I'll tell you, this idea is standing out on its own special way. All of us usually see banners all over. Others wish they'll be in the same banner. But no one is thinking, after you've been on the same banner, where does the banner go? To me, this is a chance to just ask God to bless them, because they are focusing on something that is finishing us. When they've been doing presentation, you have seen climate change. That is a global problem. even if you have money, climate change is affecting you. And that's why you are seeing other innovators are looking how to go to the moon, Mars, to look for life there, because if everything remains constant, in the next 100 years, human beings might be extinct. So there's something which we need to do about our environment. And back to innovation, and here at Swahilipot. And to every other youth who's here and listening to what we are talking about. Kay has been here, I think, from 2016. He has been assisting in every other thing. Robert has been here. They looked at Swahilipot as a platform for them to think about innovation. It took a lot of time for them to realize that's the niche. What does this tell you? It tells you that at any given point, you need to be a solution giver. At any given time, you need to be solving a certain challenge. All of us, most of us, I mean, not all, most of us, we know Kay, we know Robert. We know they're not the MP, they're not the governor, they're not the president of Kenya. We know very well, also their financial status is not like that big. But what they're doing, the idea they are having, shows that they care about you and me. What they're doing is something that shows you very clearly. The same way I'll talk from the Christian perspective, the same way as Christians we are waiting for Jesus to come and save the world. These guys took an initiative and they are saving the world. They're taking care of the life at the sea. They're taking care of the climate change. They're taking care of so many other things that are happening and affecting us directly. And I appreciate so much about this. Now, as I finish this opening speech, I would like to urge each and everyone who's here, let us make it a culture. Whenever anyone has any new product, whenever anyone has any new thing, let us come together for this baby shower and launch it. Let us make it, let us support it from home. These guys recently won an award as the best startup and business in Kenya. They should be going to represent, I think, in UK or something. But they are our own. In UK, they'll mobilize businessmen and other investors to come and see them. But we are here. Are we coming to see them? Are we supporting them? So what I'll request, let us be the first consumers of what we are having, the first supporters of what we are having, and we'll make our country great, greater than what we have ever even thought within our imaginations. And I take this chance to announce that this event, the Roka Design Launch, officially opened. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Paul Akwabi. Oh, by the way, ulikuwa umejishindia t-shirt. This is your t-shirt. Thank you so much. Please explore. We appreciate you. So now that you're officially open, I think you can have some entertainment, right? Yeah. So ningependa kumkaribisha Masufuria na Paito wakuja watu entertain kidogo. Yeah, ndio mkao mkijua kwamba Swahilipot Hub is not just about innovation. Kuna wasanii hapa kama kina Paita na Masufuria na kama mimi. Niwaulize? Yes. Mko poa? Sana. Sijui umenijuaje na hiyo mask. Hivyo utakosa kujulikana na hichi kitumbo? Karibuni sana.
Vipi jamaa? Kuna watu me, forgive me. I'm not good in Swahili. Sasa mimi ni the opposite. Tanisameja. I'm not good in English. Cheki, hii ni kuhusu innovation. Pia sisi artists ni innovators. Na kidogo tunataka tuchant kitu tuwapromote jamaa kama advice tu. So mimi nikisema kitu mtasema no limit, sawa? Mtasema nini? Anzeni basi.
No limit.
I'm racing for my dreams, my schemes and my team. Some believe in me, others don't see anything in me, but I'm still achieving my dream. I don't want your throne, I just want to be better than I was before. Hate me if you like, my only beef is with time, and I have no doubt in my mind. I put my best foot forward bila kukanyaga, haraka haraka ina baraka. Weza dani kichao nimechakaa, kumbe ni shoes nigga kwa kichaka. Ati nini? Ati nini? Repeat.
Mimi sina no limit, niko na limits. Sawa. Kuna Nigeria hapa? Nigeria, Ogao? Hakuna Nigeria. Hasa naweza sema sipendi nguo za Kinigeria. Sipendi. Siwezi nikashinda siku nzima mimi nimevaa kitenge. Hainiruhusu mimi nivae kitenge siku nzima. Na pia sipendi nguo za kawaida eti Versace, Gucci. Design yao ni nzuri kabisa lakini bei yao ni mbaya. Bei ni mbaya sana. Yaani mimi kutoka juu mpaka chini nimevaa shilingi 1200. Kwani mimi ni ploti? Eti nimevaa kitu cha 1100. Hivyo ndio utakuwa na kanyaga mahari. Haiwezekani. Huku kwetu shilingi 1100 unapata bibi. So mimi siwezi kanyaga mahari. Hasa fadhali ndio zangu Kongowea, nikaveswa zangu za Kongo za kuea, niende ngaangalia mali fiti ya 50 pale nivae, mali safi kamera afu je perform hapo mbele ya kamera au vipi? Lakini toka ndio kwamba kuna design mpya, bagi la Roka, mimi nanunua. Manake mimi shuleni kwetu Munguto Primary School ilikuwa tuvai mabagi. Sio kwamba tu kwa rusi kwa hakuna shida. Hata kwa jana vitabu kwa mkono pia hakuna shida, bora ufike. Lakini sasa sisi kwa tunakuja na mifuko. Kuna wengine wako na mifuko ile mikubwa ya Rambo, sijui kama ukumbuka. Wengine wako na mifuko ya kawaida mieusi, wengine mifuko ya blue, wengine mifuko. Mimi nilikuwa nakuja na gunia. Bora vitabu viingie. Lakini kuko na msichana hapo darasani mrembo sana. Alikuwa na bagi lake zuri sana, my first bag. Ilikuwa si bagi langu, ilikuwa kanaita my first bag kwa mimi. Sasa ilikuwa akiwa darasani, yeye akikuwa kidogo akaondoa bagi la daso pale dato. So mimi toka nikiwa mtoto ilikuwa na dream kuwa na bagi. Bagi tu. So nakumbuka nikaenda high school, dream yangu kubwa kwa kusoma physics na chemistry ilikuwa ni kuvaa bagi. Lakini sasa hivi nashukuru niko na uwezo kununua bagi. Mimi nanunua bagi la Roka. Sio kwamba eti nalisifu, ni kweli. Sijaona bagi kama hili, unajua? Lakini ni kweli chenye sifa kipo sifa, si ndio? Wengine wanasema tu sifa siku utakufa, lakini leo story tunaiua. Unajua? Sijui na bagi quality kama hili unique, unajua? Liko special. Limetoka kwa products za bana. Unajua liko na zipu poa, alafu liko na mifuko mizuri ya kubana, bana. Nunua Roka, unajua? Unajua? Ni bagi poa. Toka kule lilikotoka. Ni bagi si mifuko kwa kawaida ndio kwa soko, na ni bagi unique. Uwezo ukalipata kwa soko, lakini quality yake uzabebea mpaka kokoto. Nunua bana Roka wewe. Unajua? Ni bagi poa kivao na kakamba umeomoka. Bagi ukivao kitoka nje sikia radhi yenye toka umetoka. Unajua? Nakumbuka siku moja kwa nimeenda nyumbani, nikakutana na mrembo wangu ataka kunitoroka. Nikamshika njiani kabla hajatoka. Nikamwambia ataka kunitoka. Kasema najua nataka turudiane. Nikamwambia sikiza, kama unataka kwenda nikishua nguo zako umezibeba na bagi la Roka.
Sawa. Sura ya chapati
ni mzuri,
ngozi rangi ya marago
ni mzuri,
moyo tight kama changarawe
ni mzuri,
uachakishua kama mashua
ni mzuri,
mguu kama pajalondoko
ni mzuri,
uwezo kama jokofu. Maye mino yang manake ni muzo tototo. Si mtoto. Mtoto wangu ananizingua mimi Mduruma, si Mduruma. Mtoto si Mbara, si Mpwani.
Yuko hapo katikati.
Si mrefu, si mweupe.
Yuko hapo katikati.
Si mweusi, si mfupi.
Yuko hapo katikati.
Naongelea nani?
Naongelea kusupunda.
Naongelea kuhusu msichana wa Kitaita. Moyo wangu umeupiga gita mpaka ananifanya ninaimba. Wadawida kweli wataita na kukunda mwana wao waka.
Hiyo maanisha nini?
Mtoto mzuri.
Au mimi nipate mtoto wa Kikikuyu. Mtoto anakaa pesa. Nikimwona na mtamani. Hadi mtoto anafanya niwe niingie katika hiyo serikali ya Kenya. Yaani mtoto nikichekivi anakaa marage, anakaa mtokoi, anakaa mahindi. Kimchanganya hivi, mokimo. Na kuanza mwana.
Mtoto mzuri.
Sawa.
Ama nipate msichana wa Kikamba. Kuanzia juu mpaka chini, si less than rangi 7. Kiatu ya
blue,
socks ya
ngilini,
dress ya
yellow,
blouse
ya white,
kofia
ya maroon.
Utadhani manager Dura.
Kama ni sister Kapita Marangi.
Hudem nikimwona ananikumbusha ile ngoma la Kidube. Different colors, one people, different colors. One people. Mwikali anapenda sana yellow.
Na mimi ni black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
Yeni amba rose mini winzigali wa ni kwende temwe tu.
Hiyo na mashanini.
Mtoto mzuri.
Ama nipate mtoto wa Kiluya. Mtoto ameonga. Mtoto akicheki hivi amesimama. Mtoto atafanya kazi ya poetry, nende ngafanye kazi bandari. Tutounga wetu wa kila siku. Nihame kwetu Rabai, nikaishi karibu na Kisiagi. Kwani hapo ndio tutasonga kwa ugali.
Tutasonga
na kuanza mwana. Hiyo na mashanini.
Mtoto mzuri.
Kwani mimi nitaoa
Afrika.
Mtazaa Afrika. Mtaishi
Afrika. Raha.
Afrika ni raha
kabisa.
Mwanzo upate msono wa Mombasa. Mtoto anaitwa Aisha Hassani. Mpaka yuzi mtu ajoe. Yaani mtoto yani kama hujui kupika
utapikwa.
Bro.
Utapikiwa.
Mtoto kama hujui kula
utaliwa. Utalishwa.
Kama hujui kulala
utalalwa.
Wewe.
Utalazwa.
Yaani nakuhenza mche hata kala ni gari ngagula ukachenge nyumba ya gorofa. Yaani hiyo mashanini.
Mtoto mzuri. Ama nitafute msichana wa Kimasai.
Bro.
Lakini wanatishia paka simba.
Wewe fisi utamweza?
Utaweza. Ama basi nimpate wa Kikalenjin. Lakini wako na mbio.
Akikimbia utamshika?
Sitamshika. Basi nimpate mtoto wa Kiluo. Akitembea. Utatoni na juno napiga somo ile yake. Kanungo epeko. Kanungo eteko. Ahero nyakone.
Yule maisha nini?
Mtoto mzuri.
Kimwe kitu maisha mtoto mzuri.
Wajua nini? Sijui.
Yule sisa kubandika.
Ni mzuri.
Macho kambe ananita.
Ni mzuri.
Pua kambe hawezi kupumua.
Ni mzuri.
Kama kambe hawezi kuongea.
Ni mzuri.
Lakini najua kupiga kelele.
Ni mzuri. Asanteni jamaa.
Asanteni sana. Thank you so much Kaita and Sufuria. Asanteni sana. Sasa mimi how do you find this bag? Sasa imeandika Paniga Talent. I don't know where this guys got this banner from because this is my banner. So anyway, Paniga Talent is one of the products of Swahilipot hub by our artists. I'm giving away this bag. I know, right? Okay. Nani nataka kupata hii bag? Jenny Margaret microphone. Oh, my darling. Mpateni my darling microphone. Need a microphone. Meanwhile, we're just about to have a full experience of Roka designs. Margaret. Oh, my darling. Mpaka pia inakataa. Nasikia ndio naleta shida. So, my darling, I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
Not a few, only 3 or 2, but I need you, I don't think about them. I want you to answer. Sawa? Question number 1. Where has Roka been incubated? 2 places where Roka has been incubated.
Initially at Swahilipot and then at Close the Gap.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
The next question, Roka Designs wanashonea bags zao wapi?
At Swahili Culture, right behind where the upstairs room where the training is done.
Sawa, asante sana. The third question, Roka Designs ilianza lini?
Ilianza in January this year.
Okay, sawa.
I'm in love, don't worry.
Thank you so much, my darling. Asante sana, thank you so much, Roka Designs. All right, so now we're going to have a full experience of the Roka Designs, and I would like to welcome our models to come and showcase what we have from Roka Designs. So, ungependa pengine mnaweza geuka kidogo hivi kuangalia the runway, because this is where the magic is going to be happening. Karibuni sana. DJ.
Mwenzako miguu chekele, wanania kulia kwa nje kwele, sema upendacho utakula chengele, kinyume kurumadia kuchumia tembele, na bila huruma mnanitunza kama unga ya baru.
Every day is a brand new day. Every time that I see your face, you're my everything and anything that I would ever need in this world. I'm so glad that you came my way. I'm loving every minute we spend, baby. You're the reason to everything that I am today. I love the way you come around and touch me. The feeling that you give me drive me crazy. I love the way you look and call me baby. Girl, you mash up my world. I love the way you come around and touch me. The feeling that you give me drive me crazy. I love the way you look and call me baby. Girl, you mash up my mind. I'll never, ever, never let you go. You're mine. I'll never, ever, never let you go.
Kuchagua wewe kubali uwa mwenzangu. Napita njoo kama unasoma hisia zangu. Sitaki kuwa na moyo wangu nataka kusuka. Napita mbona binti mrembo nataka kuruka. Napita wewe njoo karibu nami. Unamcheki wewe njoo wewe wana mwanani. Siwezi kukuahidi vitu nisivyoviweza. Nakupenda wewe ndicho kitu ninachokueleza. Najua kuamini vitu vijataka moyo. Sikiza basi mbona fanani na wenye choyo. Ili mkalia nyongo, kope mkonyeza nusu. Kuja karibu yangu ni kunitolea nuksi. Come on ma, sikia na kuita njoo. Sipo kwenye uhuni wala finite yoyo. Njoo kwenye furaha, upendo mwingi na raha. Malkia wa pekee mwenye mng'aro wa taa. Mwili unakufa ganzi, moyo makufipa. Roho yangu ipo wazi tayari kukusikiza.
Asanteni sana. Oh, that's amazing. That was amazing. Thank you so much, Roka. I think we've had an experience of what Roka is all about, the kind of products they produce. So now, we're getting into a very important time right now. So we're going to have a conversation surrounding the future. So we have Yeah, so we're going to have a conversation surrounding the future of the young entrepreneur and opportunities in the circular economy. And at the same time, we're going to also experience Roka the more. Sawa sawa. So we're going to have a panel discussion right about now. And the moderator for our panel discussion today is one and only Life in Mombasa Director Jamila El-Jabri. Tumpigieni makofi Jamila. Asante sana. Thank you so much. Isn't she beautiful? Yes, thank you. Even during this COVID, she looks amazing. Okay, so we're going to have the two directors of Roka, John Kamau. Tumpigie makofi, sijakuita Robert. Robert sijakuita bado, rudi ukae. Keti pale. And then we have Robert Katavi. And we're going to have the CEO and founder of Tech Kids Africa, Paul Akwabi. Thank you so much. And now we're going to have the founder and patron of, this one I'm saying it so because he's my mentor, he's everyone's mentor, he's Mentor 001. And now we have the founder and patron of Swahilipot, Mahmoud Nair. Thank you so much. And Last but not least, we have my darling. Kabla sijapigwa fine, mwenye na kibegi chake. Hebu njoo. Thank you so much for being here, my darling.
DJ Ivory.
Basi. Pia wewe waje kwa panel. Oh yeah, let's acknowledge DJ Ivory on the decks. And then we have Lillian Wambua from Close the Gap. Thank you so much for being here. Karibu sana, karibu sana. Please have a seat. Thank you for being here. Karibu sana. And lastly, we have Mercy Amae from NEMA. Mercy, karibu sana. Please come and have a seat. Tumpigieni Mercy makofi. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Asante sana. So, Jamila, this is your session. Kindly notice that we are going to spend an hour having this conversation. So, asante sana.
Good afternoon. Welcome the panelists and karibuni. And first you can just do a small introduction of what you do so that people can get to know you better.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mercy Amai, working with National Environment Management Authority, that is NEMA. We're in charge of the environment aspect, be it policy, enforcement, and all activities that pertain environment. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lillian Wambua, and I am the business incubation manager at Close the Gap, Kenya.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Mahmoud. I'm a volunteer at Swahilipot Hub.
Hi, everyone. I'm Robert Katavi.
Hi, everyone. My name is John Kamau. As usual, namalizia. You can call me K. Co-founder wa Roka na volunteer wa Swahilipot. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Paul Akwabi, founder Tech Kids Africa, a technology academy for children who are curious and passionate about innovation and technology.
Good evening. My name is Magdalene Kamau Otieno. You could call me my darling. I am a writer and a speaker. I run a company called Fine World Services. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll start with the robots. The topic is the future of young entrepreneurs and opportunities in the circular economy. So what is circular economy?
Thank you, Jami, for that good question. Okay, circular economy, this is the process of actually ensuring that there is no waste. In a simple terms, it's also called the alternate economy. Normal manufacturing farms, you will find raw materials zinakuwa produced, then kuna kwanga na waste. Hiyo waste inaenda tu hivyo, inatupwa ama inaenda kwa land. It's either going to the land or to the ocean or to the air. So economy concept that was started recently to ensure that we reduce the minimal waste. So companies, when they adopt to circular economies, that is where the world is going right now. So it's just ensuring that there's minimal waste in our manufacturing. Thank you.
Okay, I'll go to John real quick. As a young entrepreneur, what future opportunities do you see in circular economy?
What I can say is, as long as we live in this world, we are going to consume. And when you consume, kama kawaida, kikula, inaingia kwa tumbo, alafu inaharibikia mahali kwingine. So as long as we consume, there's going to be waste. And in this world, as long as there's waste, it means that there's more opportunities to do more with the waste. Just like banners, what we are doing right now. Besides that, there's plastics. There are some people who actually take plastics and recycle them into making face easy fence poles or posts za fence. So I can say the opportunities are wide and they're unlimited. There are some which, after being incubated at Close the Gap, I've come to understand there are actually more opportunities that we actually thought of. And some of them are, some people actually use charcoal dust, ile charcoal ikisha kabisa. They make charcoal out of that. And it's actually really wide. So I can say it's limitless. Yeah.
From what we've heard today, they started with this idea, and we are here today in their launch. So Mahmoud, Noor, a lot of youth in Mombasa say there's no resources, but I think there are resources in Mombasa. What are the key points youth should do to find resources?
Yes, I agree with you that we have resources. Because I think that why they say there are no resources is a lot of people equate resources to money. While I'll give you an example of the innovations that we are going through in the National ICT COVID Committee. We had almost 700 plus innovations. Out of those innovations that we are going through, the ones who are asking for finances were like 20%. A majority knew what they wanted, and in fact, they got it. Because you know, when you come, you're asking for money, it's very difficult to find money. But when you're asking for other resources that people overlook, for example, networks, you find some people just want a letter from the Ministry of Health, because WHO has said that for you to do a certain app on health, you must get authorization from Ministry of Health, because WHO works through the country Department of Health. So they want just that single letter, which we kindly used the office that we were given to make sure that they have the letters from the Ministry of Health. Others want networks that, for example, Roka is a very good example. The way they have made their bags, it is through networks. You go, we have Swahili culture across here. You sit down with them, you work out something. You need to do, for example, the modeling that has been done here. I'm sure if it was not for the networks, they could not have afforded to do such an event. But because of networks that are existing, they were able to bring partners on board who actually will give in kind. Because we have a lot of ways that we can receive in kind rather than cash. So others is incubation, for example, mentorship. Because you have an idea, how do you move it to the next level? So you need a lot of help. And you can get this help from professionals. And most of the time, we have a lot of good people who want to support young businesses at no cost, because they also want to give back to society. If you cannot find them in our society, we have a lot of tutorials online that can guide you. So by the time you're asking for the money, you've actually done 90%. So I agree with you. It's only that we need to redefine resources so that whenever you are going to somebody, in fact, I would recommend wakati mwingine umekutana na mtu ambaye ana uwezo mkubwa, usimtajie pesa. Mtajie hizo vitu zote, pesa itakuja tu baadaye hapo mwisho. But when you start the conversation with money, most of the time atakwambia hiyo pesa hakuna. So I think that's all I have for now.
Thank you. Robert, so Mahmoud talked about resources. It's not monetary. Your idea comes from recycled products. And we know that that is very less costly, right, in terms of creating and manufacturing. Is it really effective? Like, is it really low cost?
Yeah, thank you, Jamie, for that. Okay, to answer that, I think recycling is an effective approach of doing business, and it's also cost effective. Cost effective in two terms. Firstly, raw materials, I can say, we don't spend much on raw materials, because I can say most of the time we go and lobby, have teams that go out and collect rasa. So we have just resources for people to go and collect the data. So, I mean the billboards. So when we come to the manufacturing, so we'll spend less on that. So of course the other parts of the bag, let's say the finishing, the zips and all that. So when we come to the total costs, we'll find that it's not compared to other bags that are being done. And it's also cost effective in the other way, in that, Mombasa County is also struggling with waste collection. So we are also saving them that cost. Instead of trying to find where to deposit or those wastes, we are saving them that cost. So I can put it cost effective in those two terms. Thank you.
Paul, you work with children a lot. How can we involve our children in promoting greener and cleaner environments as parents?
Okay, thank you so much, Jamila. Before I just answer that question, because I don't know where I'll fix what I want to say. First of all, Jamila, you were in my first launch of Tech Kids, and after that we picked up and we have traveled over the world. And when I heard you are in this, I have strong faith Roka Design is going global. Okay, there's something else now I want to talk about. As Christians, we believe when you die, you go to heaven, all right? It's not the end. Muslims also believe when you die, you go somewhere. I want to bring this aspect. Even God recycles. Have you seen that? That's why when I was talking in the beginning, I was telling you guys what Roka is doing is saving the world. I'll now proceed to my question. I know I'm a bad student, I don't answer the question directly. Okay. How we are able to work, I work with children, how we are able to work actually with children to make sure we have greener and cleaner environment. It is through whenever we are having some of these plastics at home, if they can be able to use to make even toys, which means you're not throwing them immediately. You're still giving them more life there. By the time the toys actually break, you also dispose them responsibly. And you get, by doing that, you're also trying to teach them about recycling and making the environment clean. An example, reusing bottles and utensils. You have a fridge that is spoiled. Sorry. So recently I've been somewhere where I've seen children being told to use the bottles and plastic cups to plant flowers. That is recycling. That is making the environment clean. So at that particular age, if you make a kid understand that every time you have something you're using, you have to always make sure that when it's done in one side, it has to continue the lifespan. Okay. For example, at the up country, when you buy for them maybe a yogurt or just this cooking oil, you'll realize they retain it to continue using it to drink water. That is something actually mostly in urban areas we try to avoid. We make sure we use cups and throw away these plastics. So if you are able to also train your kids that also these other containers are able to be used and it is okay to use them, this is something that will also save the environment because we will be giving them a new life from the yogurt life now to drinking water life, which will stay also longer before it reaches the sea, and also not even reaching the sea. Also at the end of the day, to be disposed actually in a more responsible way. Something else, we have bottles of different drinks in the house. If our kids are able to learn how to use them to decorate the house. That's another aspect. Let our kids know that the bottle for the soda, Ribena, and any other are able to, you can just paint it, because they learn painting in school from nursery school. They're able to paint it and use it actually as a decoration. They're able even to paint and write happy birthday and go and wish another kid with it when it looks more beautiful. So these are things that if we start making it okay from the kids level, we're able to save the environment in a huge way. Something else about clothes. They need to know if the cloth they're using, either they have overgrown it or it is torn, there is a kid somewhere who is more needy. When you repair it, you can always take it there. If you make it a culture that your kid's clothes, you take with your kid to children's home or somewhere else, trust me, there's something which you're building in the circular world that is impacting this kid. I think those are my comments for now. Thank you.
Thank you. As we, we're starting from the kids, but also as adults, Magdalene, as a writer, do you think we're discussing enough about the pollution in our environment?
Yes, I believe we are. I'm a writer and mostly I do ghostwriting. There are currently around 3 main websites right now that are collecting a lot of data regarding how different countries are recycling, and how the different countries can help in working on the issue of climate. One of them is Sciencing. There's a website called Sciencing. It's been giving a lot of jobs, especially here in Africa. There's the Waste Management magazine, and there is the Environment magazine. Those are like the top magazines online that actually give jobs to Africans, to talk about what they're doing. And the best way to talk about them is either shoot videos and then follow it up with a writing. So are we talking about it? Yes. But now the beautiful thing right now going on is that most of these guys who are collecting the information now do not want us to write literature in the form that we are used to in school. Like a thesis, they're not interested in thesis. So what they're doing is that they collect thesis from guys who do research, and then they send them to us to write them in form of stories, because Africans are very good in storytelling. I'm so sure most of you who have seen my website, it's full of stories right now. And the idea is capture an African mind who can transform a thesis into a book. And I think it's the best thing that has ever happened, because all along, every time you saw something like waste management or environment or anything to do with recycling, it has so many scientific terms and sometimes it puts you off. But right now, what they're doing is they want us to tell it as a story. And guess who scores the points? Africans, because we know how to tell stories. So yes, the narrative is there, and I think we will contribute more as Africans than any other country, because we live by storytelling, and storytelling is written to be passed on. Yes.
Thank you. Lillian, from Close the Gap, you deal with a lot of innovation. How is circular economy connected to innovation?
I would say that if you're thinking of yourself as an innovator, then circular economy has to form the base of your innovation because of two things. One of them is circular economy has to be very personal. Sisi wote hapa hivi naona tuko vijana. So tuko katika hii age where we are trying to build something and to make something out of ourselves. Ndio, tunajaribu kuachia watoto wetu kitu. So there's no way we are going to try and build up all this money or wealth and then leave it to our children, but they have no environment where they can actually live in, where they'll be 30 years from now, when you have children, they'll be dying after 30 years because of climate change. Is that what we want? No, so we have to think of this as, this is me, what am I doing? We found this planet, it was left to us by the people who came before us. But then what are we doing as young people to leave it to the ones that will come after us? So as you are innovating, as you are thinking of ideas, as you are thinking of businesses, think, how is this business going to impact the people that come after me, my children, the rest of the community? And also the second thing is, we have all heard of the Sustainable Development Goals. They are actually called sustainable. That means they are meant to be sustained, like they're supposed to go on and on and on and on. So the whole world is actually moving towards sustainability. Zile siku za kuanzisha biashara that actually have no cause have ended. You have to think, how is this business going to actually be sustainable? How is it contributing to the sustainable development goals? So once you come up with an idea, go look at it. Look at, okay, I want to start selling juices. Yes, I can sell juices, naweza ziweka kwa hizi chupa, but are these plastic bottles sustainable? No, what other way can I think of selling my juice in a better way and repackaging it and then selling it to people and telling them this is not just about us. I'm selling this juice, it is in a packaged differently, but this packaging is actually going to be beneficial to your children, the future generations. And trust me, we as young people right now are really concerned about what we are consuming. When we hear that this is good for us and good for the future, we will actually buy into your product. Ndio sababu sisi hapa hivi tuko wote kusupport Roka, si ndio? Kwa sababu tunajua hizi bags zao, they are good for our environment, else we wouldn't be here. Yeah, they have sold, I was listening to them pitch the other day and they were talking about all the numerous sales they have made. That shows that people are actually concerned by what you're making. So make something with a cause and make it revolve around something that's actually going to be beneficial for us and actually for the future generations that are coming after us.
Thank you. Mercy from Nima. This is the most important person. Can you tell us about the Green Growth and Employment Program? I was doing some research yesterday and I saw that there's that program, which is really interesting. So you should tell us about it.
Well, the program has been there since 2016, coming to an end in 2020. It was partnership with Denmark government, with the Kenya government. And the key output of having that funds being spearheaded by NEMA was first to see the best way to reduce environmental crimes. And in Mombasa, we will say that pollution has been a major one. Secondly, because we were moving from devolution, from national to a devolved system, we had to find best way to capacitate the government that is coming in, that is the county government. So we had this program, at least giving trainings to the county environment committees on how best to develop programs and policies in counties, and Mombasa was one of them. Thirdly, this program was to enhance the public-private sectors and to give them the capacity to move to the green technology. And we all talk about recycling, and you're talking about the green technology. So we wanted to have a talk together, and we came up with a framework, a cooperation framework on how we can move together so that we move from the system that we've been using, but more of a green technology that is more of sustainability pillar of what you're talking about. And then the last one was more of youth and women. So how do we involve them? Because they cover a better population of our community. And what we said is that we need to teach them, train them on how to use waste, one of them, add value. And when they're coming up with initiatives, then we can show them other technology and innovative way of adding value. And now this is what you're talking today about the waste, so that we don't see waste as a nuisance, but then this is a resources that it can be changed to a rich society by using this waste and coming up with cash and programs that will convert. So this has been the program for the last 4 years. It's coming to an end, but then we have done a lot. And more than that, you can say that we've been teaching and training the communities, registered communities, organizations, on how to convert these resources. Because we realize that you were having a lot of policies and programs, but then it has to come from the community. You need to understand what is their perception about this. So that has been the key pillar for that program. Also, you'll realize that as NEMA, we have banned plastic. But then you realize most of the community didn't understand what this concept meant. So through this program, we're able to do education and awareness at the education system, that including the children, both to the community, informal and formal community, then to the stakeholder on the importance of now moving to moving to now the blue economy issues, bringing up the aspect of the green technology. So it has been an ongoing program, both at the national to the stakeholder, but some community have benefited of it. So hoping that the program is renewed, when you get more funds, then we'll continue getting to more communities. But most important also, we have some community like in Malindi, where we are using the best community to teach them and improve their livelihood. And all this is what the program just tells us to move from what we assume the traditional way of doing things to a more technological way. But most importantly, our program is based on the sustainability. So what is this thing that you're doing that will protect the natural resources to protect your future generation? So that is all the program is all about. Thank you.
Thank you. Robert, she talked about the youth, right? We live in an island and we are surrounded by the sea. One of the things that's threatened is our marine life. So as an example of Roka, by using Roka as an example, how will you engage the youth in creating discussions on protecting the marine life?
Thank you again, Jami, for that very, very nice question. Let me start by what is happening today. Right now here we are sitting in a panel discussion, discussing about how to save the environment from pollution and all that. So that's the first approach that we as Roka are using. We are educating people because we realize these terms, as also Magdalene was saying, they're very rare terms for environment, so many people are not associated with them. So we just want to ensure that we're creating those environments, so for the youth to understand, to learn. Me and Kay, every time we look for an opportunity to learn, be it trainings, and we're very fortunate also to get incubation at Close the Gap. So for us, learning is like our breakfast. We need to learn every day. So as Roka, we decided to come up with such initiatives like this panel discussion, first to ensure that we're educating the youth on the importance of waste management. The other aspect I can say is also use of social media. We realize that social media is very rampant around here. And most of us, the youth, are using it for the wrong reasons.